The final day of pre-season testing in Bahrain, just 8 hours of running to go before free practice in Australia. Charles Leclerc had the car to himself on the final day, the Monegasque clocking the morning's fastest time while setting an impressive 80 laps. And as the sun started to set, the 28-year-old flirted with the margins, unable to hold a snap at turn 11. The Ferrari man later exploring the turn 1 runoff after locking a wheel.
I think it's very, very early to say. I think everybody is hiding their game, and everybody is trying to say that he's the other team who is the fastest. So yeah, not really sure where we are standing.
The man from Monaco set the timing screens alight as the clock counted down. A 1:31.992, nearly a full second clear of Lando Norris in P2. Mercedes had been topping the leaderboard so far this week, but bad luck struck the Silver Arrows on Friday morning. Kimi Antonelli forced to stop out on track with an engine issue.
So he's got no energy deployment coming out of turn 10. That's an ice that's working, giving him some power, but obviously there's an issue with that as well. Otherwise he'd trundle around purely on the combustion engine power. So he's definitely got nothing from the hybrid system. Is that a sensor's seen something tripped and basically not delivered any power to him? Or is it something worse than that?
George Russell would end the day for the German outfit, the Brit clocking 82 laps to set the fourth fastest time, but continued to play down his chances ahead of the new season.
I think we've got a lot of potential beneath us, but to win a race you've also got to get off the line quite well, and I think the 2 starts I've made this week worse than my worst ever start in Formula 1. So, and Lewis down in P11 got into P1. So at this stage I don't think it matters how quick you are. The thing that's going to trip you up is going to be that tallest hurdle, and that's what we're trying to get our heads around right now, and we're stumbling on some at the moment.
McLaren entered 2026 as the reigning driver and constructors champions, and the Woking-based outfit seemed to have created a fast car once again, with Zak Brown admitting they would be one of the big 4 heading into the season. Piastri was third fastest in the morning. The Aussie, who racked up 7 wins last season, will be hoping to challenge for the title yet again in 2026.
We're probably getting a little bit more optimistic. Learn a lot of things, both good and bad. And I think we've got some good ideas and good directions, and especially with such a big change in the rules, you're going to try a lot of bad things alongside the good things, and finding out all of anything you can before round 1 is always important. So I feel like we're making good progress. I wouldn't say we're leading the pack by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like we're not too bad.
Lando Norris hopped in for the final 4 hours of pre-season testing, the newly crowned world champion, second fastest, as McLaren completed 113 laps on Friday. Despite a couple of pre-season hiccups, Red Bull looked to be in the mix yet again. Running was split between Max Verstappen and Isaac Hadjar on the final day, the Milton Keynes outfit completing 124 tours of Bahrain International Circuit, setting the day's third fastest lap, with Verstappen at the wheel. Hadjar content with progress and looking ahead to his first race as a Red Bull driver.
So I feel as ready as I can heading into Melbourne, and the guys have been very, very good on making the most of the tests. We've been through so much test items, so I'm very glad with the understanding of the car. So no, I'm happy.
Haas end pre-season testing as one of the surprise packages so far, the American outfit having set competitive lap times while completing significant mileage. Ollie Behrman ended Friday with the 6th fastest time as Haas completed 170 laps across both drivers. The team are yet to score a podium finish in Formula 1, having got close with Behrman at last season's Mexico City Grand Prix, the young Brit claiming a memorable P4 finish.
Honestly, the past 2 days have been by far the most productive, the ones where we've learned the most about the car, which is good because it's more or less the one that we're going to bring into Melbourne in 2 weeks. So on that side of things, it's positive. We don't know where we stand relative to our competition, but we've been focusing on ourselves, and for the most part the run plan has been completed, and the items that we wanted to go through have been gone through.
It's been a very good test for us, but since Barcelona, every time we've put the car down on a new day, we've improved some stuff, we found more performance, and I think these last 2 days have been extremely productive, where we understood a lot of the car and gained performance for free. So I look forward to go racing in Melbourne and see what we can do.
Despite missing significant running in Barcelona, Williams seemed to have made up for lost ground, setting 110 laps or more on every single day. Carlos Sainz enjoyed a successful final day of running, adding another 141 laps to Williams' impressive total.
What we needed over the last few days, which was recover the time lost in Barcelona by adding a lot of mileage to the car. I think we've managed to do that well, and the car is running reliably from the beginning. That's allowing us obviously to find out the limitations and the areas where we have to improve, which unfortunately there are quite a few. But as I said, the main thing last week was mileage, and then this week we are finally starting to try and find a bit of lap time and performance out of it and try to put it in a better setup window.
Alpine were another who seemed to have progressed from 2025, the Enstone-based squad returning to Mercedes power units this season, having finished bottom of the constructors' standings for the first time last year. The team ended the final day of testing with a further 118 laps on the board, Gasly claiming the 5th fastest time, important progress for the French manufacturer ahead of the season opener in Australia.
How the performance is tricky to tell. I think there is 4 teams quite far ahead, and then it's the rest of the teams that we are also very close together between all of us, and we'll need to wait and see in race 1 where we really are.
Both Audi and Racing Bulls have had a mixed final test in Bahrain. Neither have troubled the top of the times, although both have seen clear progression through the 2 weeks in Sakir.
We certainly feel we made some very good progress from Barcelona and to where we are today. Definitely some positives there, but it's still early days. There's always more to do, more to work on, more to optimize. So it's very much work in progress. Learn as we go and do our homework as well as we can and go racing.
Impressive mileage from the RB4 powertrains will buoy the Racing Bulls squad, with Racing Bulls clocking an impressive 165 laps on the final day. Liam Lawson keen to see where they stack up come Melbourne.
Obviously, we're trying a lot of different things at the moment, and some stuff has not worked, and then other stuff we've found has been quite positive. So yeah, I don't think there's really a standout issue or limitation that we have at the moment. It's just sort of putting things together and obviously preparing as well as we can, because Melbourne, as we're saying, is going to be very, very different compared to here.
Cadillac ended their final day of pre-season testing with a morale-boosting lap time, one much closer to the pack ahead. The American team content with progress ahead of their Grand Prix debut in 2 weeks' time.
I think it's all about finding the weaknesses. At the moment, the balance on the car feels good. We just have to go out there and find a lot of load. I think as a team, big new and putting all the departments in place it's going to take some time, and the challenge here will be to out-develop the teams ahead of us. I think that's a massive challenge that we will be facing for the year. But I think it's all about the foundations for the first half of the year, to be able to put the right place in the team, to be able to develop the car as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can catch up fairly soon.
Aston Martin completed testing with 6 laps on Friday, the Silverstone-based squad unable to make further progress due to a shortage of power unit parts. Lance Stroll did not set a competitive time on the final day of running.
No, I think we can improve the car for sure. I mean, we have a lot of ideas, so will all problems be fixed for Melbourne? Probably not, but it's a long season, 24 races, so we keep chipping away. We try and bring as much performance as we can every weekend. And then on the engine side, the same. Just try and bring as much performance as we can throughout the year, and we'll see how we go.
So Leclerc leads Norris, Verstappen, Russell and Gasly. Behrman, Bortoleto, Antonelli, Lindblad and Sainz rounded out the top 10. 11th for Piastri ahead of Ocon, Hadjar and Bottas, with Hülkenberg, Perez and Stroll rounding out the runners. Haas completed the most laps on the final day of pre-season testing. Second was Racing Bulls ahead of Williams and Audi. Next was Ferrari and Mercedes, with Red Bull, Alpine and McLaren completing over 100 laps. Cadillac and Aston Martin propped up the leaderboard.